Spurs striker Richarlison has come out and said he has no desire to leave Spurs in this winter window. 5 Spurs players could leave Tottenham in the summer on a free transfer, and they are now free to talk to foreign clubs in this January window. Reports are stating that Spurs want to buy 4 players in this winter window. Reports in Italy are stating that AC Milan are interested in Kulusevski. Reports in Spain are stating that Real Madrid are interested in Spurs centre-back Mickey van der Ven. Reports are stating that Spurs have shown interest in left-back Patrick Dorgu, and various reports are stating that Udogie will be out of action for between 6 and 10 weeks. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do that follow button and leave a review if you can. Before I get into it, I would just like to say a massive thank you, because we are now at nearly 146,000 subscribers on the channel. So thank you so much for all of your incredible support. And of course, Happy New Year. Now let's get straight into it, and let's go through all of the news from the last 24 to 48 hours. Tottenham Hotspur striker Richarlison has stated he has no desire to leave Tottenham Hotspur in the January transfer window. It has been reported by Football.London that Richarlison could be back for Ange Postecoglou on the bench against Newcastle this coming Saturday. On the 1st of January, 18-year-old Yang Min-hyuk joined Spurs officially, and there are now 5 players that could leave the club in the summer on a free transfer. 5 players are now in their last 6 months of contract at Tottenham Hotspur, and they now can talk to foreign clubs. That is Heung-min Son, Ben Davies, Sergio Reguilon, Alfie Whiteman and Fraser Forster. Now, a report has just been published by Court Offside, and they are stating that Crystal Palace want to tie down Tyreek Mitchell to a new deal, but his representatives have spoken already to Arsenal and Tottenham about a possible deal in the summer, as he will be available on a free transfer. Atletico Madrid are also interested in the 25-year-old. Reports in Spain are stating that Real Madrid are currently interested in Spurs defender Mickey van der Ven. Team Talk have stated that Spurs hope to strengthen in 4 positions during the winter window. The club are in desperate need of reinforcements in January amid lack of adequate squad depth and an injury crisis. Spurs are looking to bring in 4 players in the next couple of weeks: a goalkeeper, a centre-back, a striker and a winger. Reports in Spain are stating that Sergio Reguilon's nightmare at Tottenham will soon come to an end, as there are so many clubs in La Liga wanting to sign the Spanish international in the next couple of weeks during this winter window. And Dejan Kulusevski is being eyed by AC Milan. Milan Live have reported that they want to sign the Sweden captain, and Kulusevski is their #1 target. Milan Live have also stated that Zlatan Ibrahimovic has spoken to Kulusevski and has tried to convince the fellow Swede to make the move to the San Siro. Various reports are stating that Tottenham Hotspur left-back Udogie will be out of action for between 6 and 10 weeks with a hamstring issue. Give Me Sport have stated that Tottenham are seriously considering whether to attempt to win the race for Patrick Dorgu, despite Hotspur Way recruitment chiefs facing significant competition for the Lecce star. Udogie is now on the treatment table, and Postecoglou has underlined the need to bolster his left-back options. Serie A outfit Lecce are in a strong negotiating position ahead of Spurs potentially testing their resolve, as the Denmark international has 4.5 years remaining on his contract. Dorgu has also got interest from Chelsea, Manchester United and Liverpool. Spurs left-back Destiny Udogie has spoken out about the inconsistency at Spurs. He said consistency is all that we are lacking. As soon as we find that, the way will be paved for us. I think we need to find the belief that we need to win games. I agree that we do well against big clubs and struggle against low opposition. But Tottenham always seek to win through beautiful football, yet for that to happen, we need to be consistent in every game. That is the only way to get results. Destiny Udogie then went on to say, from the first day, Ange Postecoglou gave me that feeling of safety. He has shown faith in me to go out there and make massive mistakes and grow. That is the most important thing, because if you don't make mistakes, you stand still. So mistakes are definitely what I need to progress. Spurs midfielder Rodrigo Bentancur has just been named in Troy Teeney's BBC Sport Team of the Week, and reports in Spain are stating it is highly likely that Spurs striker Alejo Veliz will return to Tottenham during this winter window due to the lack of game time at Spanish club Espanyol. Give Me Sport have just reported that Spurs are targeting a January move for AC Milan defender Fikayo Tomori. The former Chelsea defender is of interest to Tottenham as Ange Postecoglou looks to strengthen his squad. Caught Offside have just reported that Tottenham face competition from Crystal Palace and West Ham for Juventus midfielder Nicolo Fagioli. The 23-year-old has been made available for sale. Nottingham Forest have also shown an interest in the Italy international. Juventus are willing to sell the versatile midfielder for around £21 million, the equivalent of €25 million. He is known for his creativity, but can also put in a shift in defensive midfield when required. Juventus representatives have recently visited the United Kingdom to speak to several Premier League clubs about a possible sale. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about the 5 Spurs players that could leave on a free transfer in the summer because they are now in their last 6 months of contract and they are now free to talk to foreign clubs. Heung-min Son, Ben Davies, Alfie Whiteman, Fraser Forster and Sergio Reguilon. I would fully have expected Sergio Reguilon to leave the football club in this window. However, of course, we've just been given the news. 6 to 10 weeks, Destiny Udogie will be out of action. This is terrible news for Spurs, obviously, and we don't have any cover. Jed Spence can play at left back. We know that Archie Gray is extremely versatile. Ben Davies is going to be back in a couple of weeks' time. We are really struggling in terms of numbers, and as Ange Postecoglou has said on multiple times, and I use his term, we are down to the bare bones. You know, Sergio Reguilon, can Spurs now afford to let him go in this window without bringing in a left back? Even if we do bring in a left back, I suppose you've got to keep Sergio Reguilon as a backup on the bench. You know, I can't believe that we've seen Sergio Reguilon actually play a couple of games this season for Ange Postecoglou, because clearly he was not in the plans. Never ever was he going to be used in the Tottenham Hotspur first team this season. So that is going to be an interesting one to see what Spurs do in terms of business, in terms of incomings. Various reports are stating that Spurs want to bring in 4 players in this winter window. We all know it is very, very difficult to buy quality players, the players that you actually want in this January transfer window. And it is even harder this year because of the new format of the Champions League, the Europa League and the Europa Conference League, because of course everyone or most decent clubs are still in European competition and they don't know whether they're going to progress to the next round or not. So it's going to be a very, very interesting situation. Ange Postecoglou has said many times, we don't want to panic buy. We don't just want to buy anyone. We want the players to fit our system. We want the players to move the football club forward. Out of these 5 names, though, I fully expect Sergio Reguilon to leave the football club. Whether it's at the end of the season now or whether it's in January, he will definitely be out the door. Alfie Whiteman, he hasn't had any opportunities, and Brandon Austin is obviously in front of him. Fraser Forster, of course, is playing first-team football for Spurs at the moment because of Vicario's injury. Heung-min Son and Ben Davies, I wouldn't be at all surprised if the football club activated Heung-min Son's contract to keep him at the football club for another year, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if Ben Davies ended up staying for another year as well. Many people have been so harsh on Heung-min Son, in my opinion. I think that Heung-min Son is still an incredible footballer, can still deliver, and I think that he is extremely tired. I think he's played a lot of minutes this season for Tottenham and, of course, for South Korea. And I would love to see Heung-min Son stay at the football club for at least another season. Richarlison, no desire to leave the football club. I think that Richarlison has been really, really disappointing. A really disappointing signing. I had really high hopes for Richarlison. When we signed him, I was raving about it because I was a huge fan of Richarlison, even in his Watford days. You know, he could play on the left, he could play on the right, he could play through the middle. He has just had so many injury problems. And I think it's fair to say as well, without sounding too harsh, the opportunities that he has had in some games, he has been so wasteful, which has been really, really frustrating. I am not at all surprised to hear this news that he won't be going anywhere in the winter window, in the January window, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if Ange Postecoglou, if he's still manager, by the way, because of course there is a lot of doubt over that at the moment amongst fans, amongst media and so on. But I wouldn't be at all surprised if Richarlison left the football club in the summer window. Talking about Ange Postecoglou, by the way, Fabrizio Romano a couple of days ago said that Tottenham Hotspur Football Club are still fully on board and still behind him and still trust Ange Postecoglou. And I agree with that. I know there are a lot of people at the moment talking about a possible manager change. I know that we have lost a lot of games recently, but you've got to see the bigger picture, in my opinion. And we have a lot of injuries. Ange Postecoglou needs help, whether it be Ange or whether it be another manager to come in. They need help, and we need better quality players in transfer windows. It's going to be an interesting one, this transfer window. As I've mentioned already, it'll be interesting to see how much money there is to spend. There have been reports stating that Spurs only have a budget of around £30 million for this winter window. Ange Postecoglou, in my opinion, if the players are available, you need to go out there and give the man the tools that he needs to drive this football club forward. Because at the moment we are a mid-table club. I get the fact that it is all positive at the moment that we are in all of the cup competitions. The FA Cup hasn't started yet. The Carabao Cup, I think, is absolutely massive to a lot of the fans. Europe as well, the Europa League. We've still got a couple of games in the group stage, and then we'll see whether we automatically qualify or we have to play a playoff. But that's going to be an interesting one. I think a lot of Spurs fans are banking on us going, deep into competitions in the cups. We are literally being linked with everyone at the moment. I know there have been a couple of people who have contacted me, or they've written quite snotty messages on YouTube saying, why on earth do you keep putting all this stuff out? Now, I put all of the transfer rumours, the news, etc. out on a daily basis. All I would say is if you don't like all of the speculation, and this is very, very normal, I might add, if you watch this channel or have watched this channel in the past, in the transfer windows, it is absolutely crazy. We are linked with a lot of players, and a lot of clubs are linked with some of our players. So all I would say is if you are frustrated by all of the links and all of the rumours, the news, etc., then perhaps come back to this channel after the 3rd of Feb at 11 PM when the transfer window closes. If you enjoy it, then of course there'll be daily content, a lot of daily content, by the way. But as I say, there'll be a lot of content. Hopefully Spurs do a lot of business and back the manager to drive us forward, and so we can move up that league table, because it's not great viewing, that Premier League table right now. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do the follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.